Hi guys, so I've got another unboxing slash demo video for you today of the awesome Hall of Fame mini reverb pedal by tcelectronic. This was bought for me by my wonderful wife, along with the mini polytune pedal, which I'll probably do another video on as well. So here it is as it arrived. Anyone who's seen the promotional videos for these might remember the line, "It has to be seen to be believed." I always thought that was kind of a funny thing to say in a video. I mean, it's supposed to be small, but when I unwrapped this on Christmas Day, I was truly quite surprised at how small it actually is. I mean, this box alone is, kind of the same size as a normal pedal. Let me just get one to compare. The box alone is smaller, yeah. That's quite amazing. It's crazy how small it is. The packaging is fairly understated, I would say. There's nothing wrong with that though. It's nice and simple. And yeah, if I just open it up, the pedal is right there. Just enough room for it in the box, really. Yeah, it's so tiny. You really couldn't get much smaller than it. It has a really nice feel to it, really good build quality. The pot is really smooth, and the action of the switch is really nice as well. So yeah, on the input side we've got your 1/4" guitar input. You've got your normal 9-volt power input, and it does only run off the power input because yeah, there's no room for a battery in there. And then you've got your USB input for editing the tones on it with the tone editor. That is a free download from tcelectronic. And then the other side you've got the output, and that's pretty much it. Also inside the box you've got the rubber feet, which is nice that they don't come with them stuck on, because it means that you can attach Velcro instead, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing. And then you've got a small kind of catalogue with their TC's other pedal range and apps. Oh yeah, of course, so this pedal you can also beam tone prints of famous artists to the pedal via your iPhone or Android, which is quite interesting. And you've also got a tcelectronic sticker, which is very nice too. So that's pretty much it for what's in the box. Now maybe let's head over and check out the TonePrint editor and how you can get exactly the tone that you want out of this pedal. So in order to really custom edit this pedal, you need to download the TonePrint editor software for your PC, Mac or iPad. As you may have guessed, I'm going to show you the iPad version, although as far as I know it's pretty much identical on all platforms. The first thing you need, of course, is to power the pedal, and I'm using my Pedal Power 4x4 by Voodoo Labs to do this. And then the next thing you'll need is a mini USB to USB cable, which is a very common cable. It comes with cameras, portable hard drives and other kind of peripheral items. So you should have them kind of lying around your house, I imagine, but if you don't, I'm sure you can pick them up pretty easily and pretty cheaply in computer shops or online. So that just goes to a normal USB, but then in addition to that, if you're using the iPad version, you'll need this little adapter to change that into Lightning for your iPad. So Apple sells that, and they call it a Lightning to USB camera adapter because it's primarily for plugging your camera in and offloading photos, which is really great as well. But yeah, but the ToneLab software also recognizes it in order to edit your pedal. So when you initially start TonePrint Editor, you get just the kind of artist custom tone prints. Also there's some from tcelectronic, I think. But if you click on the editor tab, you go into the kind of deep edit, and you can edit every single function of the pedal, which is really great, and you can create your complete custom reverb tone. So yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and look at some of the things that we can edit in here. The editor is made up of kind of a nicely laid out sections. In the top left is the modifier display. This is basically a visual display of the way in which the knob on the pedal behave when it's adjusted. And this is customizable by simply dragging the points in the graph to where you want them. So you can make any kind of graph that you like just by moving the points. The point to the left of this one is where the knob currently is, and will move, you know, if you move the knob on the pedal. Below that are the TonePrint templates that can be used as starting points for your own tones. And then also when you save your own tones, you'll find them down here. So under user tone prints, I've got a couple there. And yeah, on the bottom left is kind of the knob selection section. This basically allows you to assign different functions to the knob on the pedal, and you can pretty much assign anything to the knob, and also up to 3 functions simultaneously if you like, which is quite interesting. So you can select whichever function you want, and then if you wanted it to simultaneously adjust the decay, you get an extra graph for that, and then it would adjust both at the same time, which I'm sure you could come up with some interesting uses for that. The section on the right is really where you start creating your sound. Now you can download the manual for this editor from their website, so I'm not going to go into detail, but as you can see, you have quite a lot of control over the effect, like the time it takes for the reverb to decay, the short and long pre-delay, the diffusion of the reverb. You then have an option for the colouring of the tone. So you've got, it's kind of almost like an EQ, so you've got a boost and a cut for the high end and a boost and a cut for the low end. And then you have some modulation that can be added to the reverb tail with its kind of rate, depth parameters. Next it's what's called the early parameter and the reverb parameter. So the early parameter will set the level of the early reflection. So this would emphasize the kind of room sound if it's cranked all the way up, whereas if it's rolled off, you're going to hear more of the diffuse sound, which is what also the reverb knob does. That's basically the opposite to the early knob, and will basically do the opposite to the early knob, and you'll add or cut the reverb tail sound, the kind of diffused sound, and different combinations of that will get different sounds. I mean, I found that I originally made one where I had both of them at max and I had the effects level at -19, but then I found if I wanted a bit more room sound, it wouldn't help just to bring the reverb down, but what I did was boosted the overall level and brought the reverb down, so then I was getting a lot more of the kind of immediate reflection, which I kind of liked. Underneath that you have a dynamics mode, and this is kind of a new unique feature that came from the tcelectronic 2290 delay unit, and it basically will control the level of reverb depending on the dynamics of your playing. I haven't played around with that too much, but yeah, so basically you play harder, the reverb will be harder, you know, something like that, or you could actually make it inverse, so I think it does it the other way around, and you have its parameters, threshold, damp, attack and release. And the last section of the interface is a more in-depth modulation section, which gives you the choice of about 8 different types of modulation. So you've got a classic chorus, advanced chorus, flanger, vibrato ramp, tri-chorus, all sorts of stuff in there. And this as well will be applied to the reverb signal along with its various parameters to adjust the modulation. Again, you can find out what they all do in more detail from the TonePrint Enter manual. I tend not to use much modulation on my reverb, but maybe I need to spend a bit more time playing with the editor to find something I like. As you can see, this app gives you an insane amount of control over an almost unbelievably small pedal. The only problem is that there's no way of transferring a custom TonePrint between devices, or even to kind of back them up elsewhere. So say if I save a tone or a few tones to my iPad, but for some reason I don't have my iPad with me, or maybe I lose the data on my iPad, or lose my iPad, I would have no way of getting those tone prints back, and I have no way of backing them up in case that happens. And even when you save a tone print onto the pedal, as soon as you plug it into a tone print editor device, the tone print that you had on the pedal disappears, so you'd have no way of getting it back, which is quite a shame, really. I think it would be great if they tried to do something similar to line 6, where tones can be saved as an external file, which means not only can you back up your tones, you can even share them with other people and, you know, see what other people are doing with them. Just think that would be a good direction to go in. Otherwise, I really love it. So I've got a few, well, one reverb that I've created myself that I quite like. I'm quite fond of the tile sound. I've adapted it a bit. So let's check out what it sounds like on the guitar. So here's without the pedal. And here's with the pedal kicked in. Here's without again. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel, and feel free to ask questions or leave comments in the YouTube comment section below. You can also follow me on twitter.com/RayGeorge.